Welcome back to another episode of Durarara. So in the previous episode, a lot of things happened. So we had a bit of a time skip, 6 months to be exact, because it's a start of a new course. So that means a lot of new plot points are gonna get brought up. So we saw, what's his name? Shinra's dad coming back. And I guess we're gonna see how that's gonna go down. I have a feeling that it's not gonna be nice because that guy seems very deranged, but we'll find out what exactly he's gonna bring to the story. We saw the Slasher making an appearance again, right? Especially like in the news side of things. And we saw Anri actually coming into contact with the Slasher, not in the way that she expected, because she got, you know, bullied and stuff by some of the Gyarus in the back alley. And then the Slasher came and, well, as the name suggests, slashed them up. And Anri seemed very, very, very scared and very shocked in that moment. So my theory up until this point was always that Anri was one of the slashers, but the way that she reacted to the slasher, she either A, isn't a slasher at all, and this is her first sighting of the slasher, or B, maybe when she goes like slasher mode, because I haven't given up on that idea. I don't know why. This is just a theory. Maybe she, like when she goes like slasher mode, she ends up fully going into like a frenzy and doesn't remember anything about it. So maybe that's why she is kind of living this kind of like almost like a split personality type of life, where the slasher is one of the personalities and like she's the other one. Like she just doesn't remember anything that the other personality or the slasher did. Maybe, but that's a bit far-fetched. It's getting more far-fetched than I expected at the beginning. So maybe Anri just isn't connected to the slasher at all up until this point. Also, the big thing that happened in the previous episode that I feel like it's gonna be becoming more and more relevant as we watch now is the yellow scarf group, right? Because they are becoming more and more prevalent in the city. And I feel like, and because Kida used to also be part of that group, I feel like he's gonna be becoming more relevant in the story as well, which is gonna be great to see. I wonder what kind of role he's gonna be playing there. So yeah, a bunch of things happened, and let's see where those things are gonna lead in these episodes. So I guess there's only one way to find out. So if you wanna watch this on Katana Bird, it's gonna be on my Patreon as always down in the description. And let's go into Durarara episode 14. ですだ。Wait. Okay. I mean, he's not wrong. Okay. Saika. What? Mother, right? I think that's just haha. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Shinra, what are you about to do? Anyways, do you think, how is Izaya gonna be involved in this? Oh, by the way, speaking of Izaya, I remember someone saying that one of the games on the board was actually a reverse. I think I said something else. I'm guessing the black the black piece is a reversi. Anyways, what was I gonna say? So you think Isaiah, you know how Isaiah's plan is to create a battlefield, right? So that his hypothesis about Salty's head coming alive on a battlefield could be proven correct. Do you think he's somehow involved with the slasher? Because if the board that we saw of different games being played on one board is symbolic, then that would kind of maybe tell us that he's playing three games at once, three sides at once, if you will. So chess, reversi, and shogi, right? Which dollars, Yagari Pharmaceuticals, maybe the slasher. Those seem to be like the three sides. Maybe he's playing the slasher side of things as well to create a battlefield. That's just a theory, though. A Durarara theory. I don't know. It's gonna be your dad. It's your dad. It's your dad. You don't want to do that. Also, yeah. Also, in general, that's just a weird thing to do. One of the sides could also be the yellow scarves. Whoa, why is he so animated? Whoa! It's like 60 FPS movement, you know? Also, you're not gonna die by Salty. Which we still don't know what happens to the people that she cuts. This girl. Whoa. Look at the scar. Look at the ceiling. You know what? As long as they're both happy. Yeah, Salty is way too good for him. That was quick. Dad?
ウェディングドレスのサイズを測るから、とりあえずその影の服はないか。思えば昔から解剖をすると嬉しそうに笑う変態的な子供だった。明らかにあんたの影響だろう。あんたではなくお父様であろう。
That's kind of a funny exchange. But God, these people are so weird. So uncomfortable. Ah. Shinra actually said that he didn't, right? Bro, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? The vibe in here is so weird. Like, every person in here is so uncomfortable, but the vibe is like so goofy. But then the topics are really serious. What the fuck? Damn. Damn! Played like a fiddle. What? And how is the slasher connected to Salty's head? Or not even slasher, but Sonohara. Yep. You think Kida's gonna end up being on the opposite side, so on the side of the yellow scarves? And end up being like opposition to Mikado? Yes, exactly. I love Shizuo so much. What a guy! One of my favorite characters. For sure. He's just a great guy. Don't leave us hanging. Nah, come on. Huh? Oh, it's the reflection.
ところでどう
Oh, it's through the table. Okay, okay.
首のことはいいんだ。担当直入に言うぞ。切り裂き魔のことを知りたい。3枚でいいよ。
So is he actually just after the money?
そ
I
れ
wonder why, if that's the
服も
case.
財布も影なんだね。ひょっとして強い光を当てたら影が消えてすっぱだかになっちゃったり
That's
するのか
actually
な。
interesting.
見たいのか別に俺はどこかの闇医者や学生みたいな変態とは違って首なしとか首だけに浴場したりしないからさ。私はいい。次に神羅を貶めたらただじゃおかない。愛し合ってるね。でもさ、もし他のデュラハンが現れて誘惑されたら、案外コロッと心を奪われたりして。それはないと思いたいけど、それならそれで。神羅を殺して君も死ぬ？いや、近づけないだけさ。私以外の首なし女をね。今は私もあいつのことが好きだから。こりゃ驚いた。また随分と人間らしくなったもんだ。でも気をつけなよ。
She is becoming more
近づ
human.
くほど首を取り戻した時のギャップは大きくなるかもしれないんだから。
That's actually a fair point.
そんなのは首を取り戻してから考える。
Oh, you don't know anything, Salty.
もう別に首はなくてもいいとさえ考えている。そんなことより今は切り裂き魔の情報をよこせ。
A few
これを受
things.
け取っておいて何も。
A few things. So earlier I didn't even talk about it because of so many things happening. Earlier they said that she takes your soul, like by killing you, right? Which what does that mean? Because we saw people survive her slashing. So and we saw them at least appearing normal. So what does it mean to, take their soul? Because they are still alive. They still seem like the same human being as they were before, at least from the brief interactions that we saw of the people that were actually slashed and then came back to life, in parentheses. So I wonder what exactly it entails. It could just also be a jab, like a joke, and it's not actually taking their souls, but it's just, Shinra being Shinra. That could be the case. I want to actually know what exactly happens. I'm sure we'll find out. And also, I find this really interesting because now that Isaiah actually pointed it out, Salty does seem a lot more human than she was. Now, I kind of assumed that the reason why she was more human was not necessarily because she's changing, but more so because she isn't as obsessed with looking for her head, and because of that, we're actually seeing a lot more of her personality, and that's why she appears more human. But it seems like, no, it is actually her changing as well, right? Which is interesting. Obviously, coupled with the fact that she's in loving with Shinra and stuff, that's making her more human. And the thing that he said about the gap being too big if she gets back her head, that's really interesting. I didn't think about that because the head would remain the same as the old Salty because she didn't actually go through any experiences. The head has just been stagnant, right? So the head would be exactly intact from back when Salty was still alive or still in one piece. Interesting. And also, what was I gonna say? That's another thing that I was gonna say. Shoot. I don't remember. I don't remember.
もないとか言うなよ。大丈夫だって。警察やマスコミやネットにも流してないとっておきの情報がある。実は君が来るのを待ってたんだよ。どういうことだ？今回の事件は地味猛量の世界だからさ。サイカって一振りの刀を知ってるかい？
サイカ。
信じがたい話だけど、サイカはかつてこの新宿に実在した妖刀でね。妖刀？村正ブレードみたいなのか？そう、怪しい魔力を持つ刀。どうしたの？
サイカ。That's the name of the user in the chat room. Oh.
それに、切り裂き魔に襲われた被害者は皆襲撃者が赤い目をしていたと言っているって。それがサイカの仕業だと？ああ。切り裂き魔が現れた夜、決まってネットにサイカというハンドルが現れてるんだ。でも以前襲われた時、私は近づいてきた奴の存在に気づかなかった。サイカが人外の類なら、 何か気配を感じるはずなんだが。サイカは意識を支配するだけで、実際に動いているのは人間の体だからね。
So it's still
君の
human.
言う気配そのものが存在しないってことも考えられる。シンラ、サイカのこと詳しいんだな。あ、いや、ほら、前に調べてくれって言ってたからさ。じゃあ、早くベッドにおいで。シンラは何かを隠している。そう思った。
Yeah, wouldn't be the first time. In fact, when isn't he hiding something?
やあ、おかえり。ネブラが矢切製薬を吸収合併した後、浪江城の行方を独自に調査していた。
Oh, so they did.
新品と
Okay.
君の部屋に通っているのが見つかったわけだ。
So that's why she's like
そこでちょいと
working
モ
here.
デルガンで脅して一緒に入らせてもらった。モデルガン？おや、言わなかったかな。警察に突き出すべきじゃない？おっと、そんなことをしたら困るのは君たちの方じゃないかね。私の証言に基づいて捜索すれば部屋から若い女の生首が。
Oh.
切り裂き場に変わる一大センセーションにはなりそうだ。やっぱり、シンラの歪んだ性格はあなた譲りだ。褒めても何も出んよ。まあ正直な話、
Why is he so funny?
必要はない。我が社の上層部は先頃テレビで放映されたセルティ君の様子に少なからず驚いていてね。首よりも先に体を研究すべきだという結論が出たのだよ。そういうわけで首の行方は私の独断で目下捜索中ということにしてある。何しろ、君は首に対して実に興味深いアプローチを試みているようだからね。バルキリーイコールデュラハンという説に基づき、首をある種の勢力感構想化に置いて独自に目覚めさせる。なかなかユニークな発想じゃないか。まあ、いろいろ試してますよ。いざとなれば紛争地域にでも持っていくしかないかもしれませんがね。とりあえず、そちらとは協力体制ということにできれば嬉しいですね。よかろう。もとより君には興味がある。神話的な視点から実験をしようなどというものは周囲にいないものでね、私を含めてだが。そりゃどうも。さてと、一つアドバイスしておこう。もしもこの東京で疑似的な構想を引き起こして、セルティ君の首もしくは魂を刺激しようというのならば、他者の争いに彼女を巻き込むのではなく、彼女の体を中心として周囲の方を最悪に投げ込むのが良いのではないかね。そのつもりだよ。てか、俺が思ったよりも早くことはそっちに転がり出してる。
The slasher?
アンリ、体育祭の準備なんかして。
Kida, Kida, chop chop. Where are you, Kida?
心配したぞ。切られた生徒たちとなんで一緒にいたんだ。もしかしてまたいじめられたんじゃないのか。心配だな。本当に心配なんだ。切り裂き魔にまた狙われるかもしれないし、一人じゃ危ないぞ。またセクハラすか？
Okay.
先生。私はアンリを心配しているんだよ。うわ、呼び捨て。デンジャラス。あんまり心配すると、アンリもニエカワ先輩みたいに。
Yeah, threaten him. Threaten him, Kida. That's the way to go.
担任だったんですよね。ニエカワ春菜さんの。
Yo, Kida! Oh, sorry. My goat.
はい、名前だけ。
That was probably loud.
生徒は下校します。ニエカワ春菜さんって一体。
Haruna!
あのさ、アンリ。
The girl in the reporter's
とかしてないでしょ。
apartment.
やっぱな。けど味方がマジバレしてるのは気づいてんだろ。
Haruna!
龍ヶ峰君はいい友達だから。俺の親友がアンリのこと本気で愛してるっぽい。
Niekawa. Whoa. Niekawa, right? He said Niekawa. What was the reporter's name? Niekawa Shuji. Niekawa Shuji. Niekawa Shuji. Niekawa Haruna. Right? Is Niekawa Shuji the reporter? I think so. Yeah. And it's Niekawa Haruna. So they are father and daughter, I'm guessing. Interesting. Okay, thank God I picked up on that earlier. Okay, he needed to say it a few times and then I picked up on it. Wait, what did he say?
俺の親友がアンリのこと本気で愛してるっぽいから俺はとりあえず様子を見させてもらおう。それに俺は世界中の美少女とよろしくやらなきゃいけないからね。マサオミ園原さんほら育児なしの登場だ。ごめん
I mean, she already knows, right? Anri already knows about this, so. Kida in this episode was really cute. Ooh, hello. I'm pretty sure that's not the girl from the opening, Saki. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa!
数年前に知り合いの古物商に売り払ったらしいんだけど。信玄が何のために？サイカは魂を切れる刀って言われてる。まさか。そう。父さんは君の首を盗むためにサイカを使ったんだ。
It cut the soul in half?
魂を断ち切るために。シンラはそのことを知っていたんだな。
Shingen.
せっかく君が首のことを忘れようとしてるからもういいかなって。でもちょっと一人で考えさせてくれ。
Whoa!
やっぱり愛は混乱を生む。同じ夜妖刀サイカも一人の少女を愛そうとしていた。この現実の中に自分の居場所を見つけられない少女。
So many things. That's the end. Okay. Okay. So huge stuff. Huge plot points here. So first of all, I don't know if this is the first time that we got the name of Shinra's dad, but it's Shingen. I wrote that down, and then we found out that he used to own, or he was in possession of Saika. Now, there are a few things to unpack there. So first of all, they said that Saika possesses you when you hold it. Now, how could was he possessed when he held Saika? Or was he somehow able to, you know, keep it at bay or whatever, control it? I don't know. We'll see what exactly happened there. And then the other thing is he used Saika to sever the connection between the soul in Salty's body and the soul in Salty's head. So that makes sense. I was gonna say it's not like some mythical trait of like a Dalahan that she already has her soul in two pieces, but it's because of Saika, right? That her soul is in two pieces. It's still less mythical though. But yeah, okay. So her soul is in two pieces because of Saika, and it's Shingen who did it. Now Saika is looking for Sonohara. Now, is Saika that we see in the ending or at the end of the episode there, is that Saika possessing another human going towards Anri? I'm guessing it is. So the slashers that we saw, my guess now, all of the slashers that we saw, apart from maybe Haruna, I'm guessing they were just random people that Saika possessed. They weren't Anri. Yeah, I'm guessing it was just someone who had short hair, and kind of looked like similar to Anri, that we saw. I'm not 100% sure on that one. I'm still gonna keep the other theory in my mind that somehow it was Anri, but I don't think it was, given like how this is unfolding. So I think that Anri has never been the slasher. It's just slasher possessing or Saika possessing different people to become the slasher, right? I think so. So maybe Haruna was also not a slasher. Yeah, I don't think Haruna was a slasher. I don't think so. I think Haruna is just a person who was, I'm gonna guess that she was abused by the teacher, that she was essayed or something, and now she's a shut-in in the room of the reporter, Niikawa Shuji, right? So that's Haruna, and I don't know exactly, the teacher actually felt like he had some really, like, he was also traumatized by the entire thing happening with Haruna in the past. So I wonder, I'm guessing it wasn't like him getting what he wanted with Haruna, because I'm guessing something else went down that scarred him as well. So I wonder what that was, at least based on that response that he gave to Kida, right? So he could also just be scared because Kida knew information that could be very much detrimental to the teacher. So he could just also be scared of that. But the way that he reacted kind of seemed like there's more to that story. So I wonder what that is. Interesting. So many cool stuff in this episode. Once again, it's definitely kicking off a lot. And also, Shingen. I would really like Shingen if we didn't know the story behind him in the past, right? If we didn't know how happy and like jolly he was about cutting open like a person and you know, torturing basically Salty on the table. If we didn't see that entire scene of him torturing Salty, I would love Shingen, honestly. If he was just a new character right now that was introduced, I would love him. He's really funny, really witty, I really like his attitude. But just knowing that entire horrible past that he has done, I can't bring myself to really like him. I do like the fact that Shinra seems to be changing a bit as well, because he was always like a guy who kept a lot of secrets from Salty, but it seems like now that was like a secret, you know, that he was keeping about Saika, and at first we saw him not wanting to tell it and stuff like that and wanting to keep the secret, but then we saw towards later in the episode him actually, I'm guessing he like kind of like was like, you know what, I should tell Salty about this. I shouldn't keep that kind of secret from her. And, you know, told her about Saika and stuff like that. I really like that. I don't know if that's character growth necessarily. Maybe it is just, I don't know, just his decision that this is a secret that Salty could know about. But you know what? I'm going to take it as a W towards Shinra's character, you know? Even though, as I said, I'm not that huge on Shinra's character. I don't like his like pervy side and stuff like that. It's really uncomfortable. But I feel like that's a step in good direction. But yeah, anyways, I guess we'll see where this story is gonna go, but I'm really excited to find out. Anyways, I'm gonna end it here. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.